Hello, how we doing? Welcome, welcome. Just, yeah. I wanted to do something a little bit simple, not complicate things too much. My brain power has vastly diminished after the Elden Ring run. And while I would like to do another one of those eventually, I am worried that it's just gonna break again. There's always that worry in my mind. But I'm gonna put it off for a while because I've got some other stuff cooking, not for this weekend. I don't have enough time to do it for then, but next weekend, maybe the one after that, I'll have some big stuff. See how it lines up. Don't worry about that. For now, worry about Hunter Call of the Wilds. I last played this December 2023, so actually, I really enjoyed when I played it. That's the weird thing. I played it once, and I was like, damn, this is a lot of fun. Literally never played it again. I think it's more of a never got around to it thing. The fact that it's in December obviously just means that it's, there was some Christmas stuff going on there. It was early December, admittedly, but you think that changes anything? It doesn't. Hello. This is a horrible transition. I forgot to switch back to the other one before I actually pressed the transition button. So it's very abrupt. Either way, let me get this working. There it is. And just get on with it. You have to scroll this. Now, I will have to touch up some settings real quick because I can tell. I mean, you can't tell, but I can tell that I'm in bordered window mode. Which, again, I don't know why games do this. I've set my settings several times to borderless window or full screen. I don't mind either one of those. They're functionally the same. The insistence on bordered windowed mode is crazy to me. Maybe it is like system settings somehow. It carries over preferences from other games because I do like sometimes I'll boot games in bordered windowed mode, but it's usually when I'm doing other things. If I'm coding or something and I've got half of my screen, well, usually I have half of my screen of what I'm making, just so that I know exactly what to do, and then the other half of my screen is where I input the code. But still, if I don't have that, if I just freeball in it and I don't have requirements, or I'll comment them. But if I don't have that, then I will have like Balatro open. It's not great for productivity, admittedly. But where would this be? Video, probably. It's not on full screen. How do I... Can I not apply it? Like, it's not the end of the world. If I can't apply it. They just won't let me. Alright. Well, I'm just gonna have the border visible on my screen. It's not the end of the world. We're not worried about it. I have seen the angler as well. Look, I'm not a huge hunting guy, believe it or not. I'm not an advocate for shooting everything that moves. But at the same time, I don't know, man, just walking around peacefully depends on where you are. You know what, we'll go tiger. And just like occasionally popping a shot at an animal and then just like slow walking behind it for the next 40 minutes. Enjoy that. It's literally, like, it's what I was talking about the other day with Elden Ring. Is I think there are certain games that, for how I like to do things, just don't work. Dragon's Dogma 2 was just a perfect example of that. It's way too focused on the gameplay itself. I have to actually focus. Oh yeah, I'm fighting a big monster. I have to take this down. I'll do this. I'll do this. But
Hello? There you are. Добро пожаловать. Welcome to Medvedtaiga National Park, my friend. Not that we are friends. Yet. I'm Hada
I mean, yeah,
Adrena
that's the point.
Salomna.
That's what I
But
was
you can
talking
call
about.
me
Dragon's Dogma 2, I'd probably watch that. And I'm, like, actually interested. In this is a fucking, like, I don't know, man. Within 10 minutes, I'm gonna be... I forgot I was bow and arrow pilled. You think this hits? No. Okay, I'm vastly under-aiming. I don't know if I have a gun. I have a gun. Look, it's been a while, you know? Been since October, and Hunter Call of the Wild's controls are not the first thing I think about when I think about, what the fuck? I have 3 guns? I have 4 guns? No, 4 has been on... Where the fuck did my bow come from? Is that on 9? No, 0? Why do I have a bow on 0? Oh, okay. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about, though, because now I'm not going to see anything for the next, like 30 minutes, probably. Not because it's not going to be on screen, but because my eyesight is absolutely horrendous. The glasses are not purely decoration, but sometimes they feel like it. I'm having some, like, input problems, but again, not the end of the world. But yeah, look, I talked about this the other day. I do think when they serve you a coffee or a tea, the people who are drinking that at its hottest, you're insane, and I don't understand you. That said, I also don't understand how, when you go to a cafe, you can get a coffee and it's already gone cold. Like, yeah, maybe they made your order and left it like for 5 minutes before they could get around to your table. But I've had this coffee. I made this coffee like 30 minutes ago. It's a little cold, but it's still warm. You know, this is like sometimes I would get this at restaurants and stuff or cafes, I suppose. Like if you get a coffee and you're like, oh, that's I'm sending it back. That's about the temperature that it would be at usually. Now I like it like I like cold coffee as well, but I don't know. They can't have it sitting there for 30 minutes because you're not waiting 30 minutes. So they just have like there's some places just prep a bunch of coffees, just make like 15, and then eventually, yeah, eventually we'll get to use them. Someone will come and order the specific coffee that we made. It'll be ice cold by then, but maybe they'll drink it. No, I mean, oh, really, it was 30 meters away. Can I get a glimpse? No. All right. But yeah, I don't understand how they can let it go cold. Now, as I was saying, I am also a fan of iced coffee, iced tea, the whole lot. I think I just like cold drinks. It's one of the, I don't know, advantages, disadvantages of living in an incredibly hot country. Is that obviously I'm gonna like the cold versions of the drinks more.
The links are fast, cunning, and deadly. Near perfect
Deadly.
predators. Claiming this one makes you an apex predator today.
Why are you being so weird about it, man? I'm just walking around. I don't want to hunt things. That's not true. I do want to hunt things. But yeah, uh, I also think the big problem I have because bottled iced tea is good as hell. The Arizona iced tea. I've tried them before. Let me tell you, they're fucking great. They're delicious. You know what the problem I have with them is? The problem I have with every like cold drink. That shit's got like 25 grams of sugar in one tin. That's like the daily recommended consumption. I'm not about to be out here drinking an Arizona iced tea unless they get a sugar-free version. And they probably won't, unless they already have one, in which case based. But also there's only one store that sells it, and I don't even know if they stock it anymore. I bought it once and then I've literally never bought it again. How you ordering Poland from that far away, man? That's just rude. So yeah, look, did I enjoy it when I drank it? Absolutely. I mean, it tastes good. But I also think that's in part to do with the fact that sugar tastes good. You know, I think pretty much any drink you can put sugar in it, and it'll taste somewhat okay. You know, obviously some will be worse for it. Don't get me wrong. If I'm making a coffee and I put too much sugar in it, that shit's ruined. Plus, just use sweetener. That's I did see the like I don't even understand it myself. I don't know the science behind it, but I saw a TikTok reposted onto Twitter because isn't there a keybind for binoculars that was B? Oh well. And it was like his whole shtick was it was two I'm gonna assume like culinary scientists or whatever that understand the inner workings of the body and its requirements and the nutrients that you get from each thing. You know how all that complicated shit works. I don't understand that. I'm not going to act like I do. The discussion was actually no, I think it was one person. Like it was a podcast clip. I think again, the context of it isn't super important, but it was a podcast clip. How can I tell how far I'm zeroed in for? That was bullet. It's a hit. It's not a good one though. Yeah, a podcast clip, and this person asked, "How much better is it to drink a diet Coke than it is to drink a regular Coke?" And the person's response, the lady's response was, "It's infinitely better." Which, I mean, I don't know if infinitely better is the correct answer. Again, I don't know. Infinite is just like it's a fuck ton, but you know it's not quantifiable. So, but yeah, like I do believe it to be true, at least myself, somewhat. There's weird things about it, but yeah. Uh, I think the main argument is that sweetener is not. Well, that's also not true. It has like chemicals in it that supposedly aren't super great for you. Which fair, you know? It probably does. So most things have that though. And I guess I just don't understand really how bad sugar is for the human body. Like that's just not something that I've fully grasped. Because I know it's bad, obviously. I experienced it firsthand. Whenever I drink or eat something too sugary, my skin is like, the fuck's this guy doing to us? And then proceeds to go t- awful. But yeah, I don't know. I also, I mean, this is personal preference. I don't think the taste is that different. If the taste was like night and day, you know, this sugar-free thing tastes like ass, bro. It's ass. No one likes it. That might be like, okay, occasionally. Can I see you? I don't think I can. Nah. But yeah, if it was so much worse that it's genuinely ruined it, sure. I wouldn't. It doesn't mean I'd buy the alternative. It just means that I'd buy the thing less often. Which, admittedly, I already don't buy Coca-Cola. I don't like the taste. I bought one the other week just because I didn't have any drinks. Holy shit, huh? What a gold mine. That's a bit too far away. I feel like that's good. That was like a lung shot or something. I don't know. It was somewhere on the body instead of the legs, which I think I hit last time. Are you not running? Oh, that one got a hurt. Also, I killed the other thing because I got an achievement for downing an animal with an elevated heart rate. He's probably not gonna die. Is the other one not running either? Okay, they have to be like kind of bugged. I'll take it. It's my hit statistics are gonna go crazy this match. Please die like right there. That'd be super convenient for me. No, fair enough. Yeah, I don't buy cola, but I do like some sodas or pop or soft drinks. Which you know what? I only just made the connection recently that they're called soft drinks because if they're non-alcoholic. If they're alcoholic, they're hard drinks. That's why it's called a hard seltzer. It took me so long to come to that realization. But even then, like, yeah, that's I guess. But then water is also a soft drink, so you can't use it to define carbonated drinks. It just doesn't make sense. And yes, check out this soft drink. Hands you water. Like, it's not quite it. Not quite it. But yeah, I do like some. I think Dr. Pepper. Again, only the diet version. Though, admittedly, Dr. Pepper regular is nicer. It's one of the few ones where I think it's true, but I'd still rather get the other version just because health reasons. But yeah, Dr. Pepper, one that I'm fairly certain doesn't exist in the States. In fact, I don't know if it exists outside of the UK, but sometimes I get it. It's sold here in like specialty stores where it's like, oh, we import tons of goods. And that's the only time you can find it. Is that a pig? Yes, it is called Iron Brew. Shit is so good. It's got such a unique taste. Honestly, like there's no way I could describe it. There's no actual feasible way that I could describe what Iron Brew tastes like, other than just saying like, yes, it tastes like if they made iron into a drink. And that again, not a bad thing. I mean, obviously not a bad thing. I'm telling you, it's good as hell. Is this the one that ran off to the left? Because that's the one that I want to find. Vital organ hit. I mean, that's just based on me. Which way? Don't I usually have a mini map or something where I can track like where it last went or where it went next? Like, show me the direction, man. No, all right. I think he ran off this way though. I mean, usually it at least colors the tracks for me. I'll just have a look around. I don't mind. There it is. But yeah, Iron Brew is like the only one. This man was shitting his pants while he was dying, huh? Is the only one that I would actually go out of my way to get. I mean, I do generally think that soda just tastes bad. Okay, that's the tracks heading over there. I am an advocate though for Pepsi Max, and I only say advocate because it's like the only one that I again actively go for if I ever see it. Other than that, it's always I mean I don't know. It's just water. Water and coffee are like my go-tos. There he is. Coffee is just it's good as hell. And again, I'm hot drink pilled at the moment. I do think the fact that I can where do we hit it? Because I'm actually like how do I X-ray view? That's a lung. It's like the entire front half of its torso. That's not super good. I'll take it though. I'll take it. I have missions now.
If you're going to rest tonight, you need to find an outpost, and that means knowing where one is.
Alright, fine.
You
I'll
can
do the
only see so
quests.
much from the ground, so unless you brought your rocket boots, you have to climb the nearest lookout point.
I already did
I've marked
this.
the location on your hunter mate.
It's
I
also
think
like
I
this
see.
is. I'm gonna turn this on again. Hopefully, it doesn't distract you. This is the problem that I have. It's now in real life temperatures. It's the point that I hate the most, right? I don't mind sweating. You know, I do exercise. I've sweat before. It's fine. It's perfectly natural, and I don't. It doesn't. You know, it makes you feel like pretty dirty, grubby, grimy. It's not the best feeling in the world, but it's like it's okay. You know, it's fine. The problem that I have is where the temperatures are at right now. Like this is the worst point. Actually, that's not true. When it hits like 36 degrees, that's the worst point. It's like it's hot enough to start making your body think about sweating. but not hot enough to make you sweat. So it's like that weird point before where you're just really itchy and it's like your pores are opening to secrete sweats, but it's like there's nothing coming out because it's not hot enough. And also you've not like been doing any exercise that causes you to sweat or anything. So again, you're just in this weird like limbo middle ground. It's horrible. It honestly, it's a good motivator though for doing exercise because every time you get to that point, or I get to that point, I'm like, I got to push just that extra bit further so that I can get out of the uncomfortable zone and get into the slightly less uncomfortable zone. You know, it's like a bell graph where not sweating is right at the bottom, which is not. I guess it's not exactly like a bell graph. Not sweating is at a discomfort value of 0. This point where you're about to sweat, but you're just not hot enough, or you know, physically straining yourself enough, is at a 10, and then sweating is like at a 4. So I would rather be at a 4 than a 10, is my point. Which yeah, I think anyone would with any sort of discomfort or pain, anything like that. Though admittedly, this is off topic slightly, but I do have apparently a pretty high pain threshold, which I don't believe. And I know this because when I had appendicitis, like oh fuck, it must have been like 4 years ago now, probably longer than that. Jesus Christ, that's been a while. It's like 4 or 5 years. No, wow, Jesus, that is 6 years. 5 or 6 years. God damn. I remember that thing was like 2, 3 years ago, but then it was 2, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, or 2, 3 years ago. So, you know. But yeah, when I had that, I went to the doctors. They did the scans, and obviously the initial test that they do can't really pick it up unless you're in a specialized place or like a proper hospital. So they referred us to somewhere else. But I described it as like severe abdominal pain, which it is. It is exactly that, or like pain on your side. Because I guess it's not abdominal; it's just around that region. That's not a hit. Oh, that is a hit. Hunter Call of the Wild Pog. Yeah, I know. I just felt like talking today. Do I chase? I don't know if that's a hit. That one probably not. Yeah, I felt like talking today, so I've just been podcasting the entire time. But yeah, when I had appendicitis, I described it to the doctor as severe abdominal pain. I didn't say like, oh, it kind of hurts. I said severe abdominal pain, and I thought those words were pretty clear in what I meant. It's like it really hurts. And then later we went to what's it called? An echogram, the one where like an ultrasound. They were like, "Oh yeah, we'll do an ultrasound. We'll see like what's going on inside your stomach, inside your intestine." Nothing there, obviously, because it was on the other side. But that's the fucked up part. That's supposed to find it, apparently. They're supposed to be able to detect it off that. And he did it, and the guy that did it, I think, was just like a bit dopey because he just straight up said, "Oh yeah, you've got some like gas built up inside." And I was like, "Really? Bro, I've not been able to eat or drink for the last 2 or 3 days because of gas built up inside of me." Yeah, I know. I stopped caring about those two. I don't think they died. I'm just gonna do the objective. Stop getting distracted. In game, I mean, I'll keep getting distracted in real life. But yeah, it's supposed to detect it. He said gas buildup. The only reason I got properly diagnosed is because immediately after we left the hospital, I passed out in the streets. It's just you can't see it. It was way more prominent. It's still there though. It's like kind of a permanent scar. On my left eyebrow, there is a ridge in the middle of it that like if I separate all of the hair, you can see the small point where I can't grow any. It's literally just a thin line. Because when I collapsed, I smashed my face into the ground. Not my finest moment. You know what the great thing was though? It didn't hurt at all because you pass it out. I don't know if you've ever passed out, but when you pass out, it's like zero. You know, you don't feel a thing. So my like eyebrow, I had stitches, but my eyebrow was basically split open down the middle, but it felt perfectly fine. Like there was nothing wrong with me. I felt honestly after passing out, I felt better because the pain. I think it was adrenaline in my body or something. The pain from the appendicitis was like better, and I remember saying like, I don't think we need to go to hospital. I feel kind of better now. No, I did need to go to hospital. It was severely inflamed, and it honestly probably should have exploded before then. Which is a good thing it didn't, because it infects your like bloodstream and stuff if it does, and then it becomes like a way bigger problem. Yeah, it got sorted. I don't wish it upon anyone. The first 2 days of it were the worst. I was literally on a couch. I remember it. It first started hurting, and I was like, "Ooh, this is really bad." So I went back to bed, and then I couldn't eat or drink. Anything I ate just didn't stay down. So I was severely dehydrated as well. I just remember day 1.5, like, I don't know, 24 hours into it. My mom's
This
boyfriend
lookout
came
offers
by,
quite
and
a view.
I'd moved from
From
my
up
bed. I
here,
don't
you can
remember at
see
what point,
outposts, hunting grounds,
but I
and
moved
all
from
the
my bed
nature you
into
can
the living
feast your
room,
eyes
and I
on.
was face down on the couch, just like drooling onto it. Just miserable, man. It was genuinely horrible. I should have gone to
The
hospital
nearest outpost
like before
location is
then, or like
marked
at
on
least
your
the
heart
doctors.
mate.
But I don't know.
Go
I
there
don't
now to
honestly remember
rest,
why we didn't. It was
resupply,
6 years ago
and
now.
take shelter.
Haven't had a
We can
passed out was
walk
like
and fix
really
up the
close once,
place.
but it sounds like a
It
crazy
hasn't seen much
experience.
use since winter came.
Honestly, I mean, I think my experience with it is very skewed. I've almost passed out several times, but like when you stand up really fast, or you might not have had it, but sometimes when you stand up, you get like static in your eyes. That's the only way I can describe it. Is like you see static, and you just feel yourself get a bit lightheaded. I've had that a few times, like 2 or 3 times back when I was younger. I've not had it in recent years, like at all. I don't know why I had it like as much when I was younger. It actually was like pretty often. I say that maybe like once or twice, but no, like actually passing out. I mean, thinking back on it, it must have been terrifying for everyone surrounding. Luckily, there was a guy there that was like hanging out at the hospital entrance, and he caught me as I fell. He didn't manage to hold me up, obviously, because my eyebrow split on the ground. But it happened to me a bit. I don't know if that's passing out. That's like the process of passing out. It's like, obviously there are levels of severity. If you feel yourself getting lightheaded and you have to sit down, that's obviously you should if you get up too fast and that happens, sit back down. Then wait a few minutes, or like wait a minute. If there's someone around, ask them if they can get you like a glass of water, and then try again. And if you get up again and it still happens, just like rest a bit. But generally, I've only ever had it happen once where I like stood up and then actually had to rest. The other time it was, you sit back down, you rest a little bit, and then you're good to go. But I don't know why I reloaded. I meant to press E to track, but yeah, no, the actual experience of passing out. I remember because I was with my mother at the time. She had gone to get the car. It was literally like such an inconvenient time. She'd gone to get the car because we were leaving the hospital after the ultrasound, and I was waiting out front. I could feel that I was passing out, but you can't move. I was like, I was thinking in my head. I was trying to be rational about it. I'm like, I'm passing out because I can't like think straight. My head is all foggy, and I can feel myself like going. I'm just gonna sit down, and that way nothing will happen. I thought, oh yeah, I'll just sit down. My body it just doesn't respond. And then 0.25 seconds later, or like 2 seconds later, I mumbled some words and then hit the ground. Sack of bricks. So you can feel it happening in those situations. It's probably due to dehydration, because again, I couldn't keep liquid down for 2 days straight. But yeah, you can feel it happening, but it's not like I don't know. Looking back on it, and even at the time, it just wasn't that bad. At least it wasn't to me. Everyone around me was like, "Holy shit!" I suppose is correct. They know. They know a lot more about the situation than I do. But also, in general, it was just, I don't know. I didn't feel that bad. Like I said earlier, I felt the best I'd felt in several days, admittedly not saying much. Vital organ hit, and he ran off this way. Yeah, you know what, I'll chase. He could go down. Lead rate low. I'll just go to the objective. But yeah, I don't know. I don't recommend it to anyone. Put it that way. I've never like that's the probably the only major medical emergency I've had though in my life. I've never broken a bone. I've never like needed to well, in any other situation needed to rush to the emergency room. Like I've generally lived a pretty safe and healthy life. I know people. I mean, I know several people who have broken bones. I know several people who have been like. I mean, I think a large propensity of the population have broken bones, like at some point in their life. I mean, my mother herself fell off a horse and can't close her hand properly. Like the joints in her hands are just fucked. Excuse me, sir? I missed. I missed again. That one was a hit, I think. I actually I lost him. Oh well. Also, I thought I saw like a guy over here. It was just a rock. Did I hit him? I don't see any blood on the ground. I'm gonna assume no. Oh well. But yeah, I feel like it's pretty normal to have broken bones, which is worrying to me because like now I live I would say on my own, but I live with room. Well, actually, I think the house is empty at the moment, but one of the guys will be coming back like tomorrow. Hence why I couldn't do the cooking stream. Someone left yesterday to I don't know if they're leaving permanently. It's the guy that none of us talk to. But he left yesterday, and then the other guy's coming back like later tonight. So I would have had to make lunch on stream, and I just didn't have anything ready either. I don't know. I didn't expect him to leave either. 'Cause no one knew it was happening. I thought he'd be here the entire time, but so be it. So I could have done it, but I would have needed clairvoyancy. I forget why I brought that up though. Yeah, well, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Even though I don't actually live on my own, statistically, if everyone breaks at least one bone in their life, I'm past the point where it's easiest to recover. And like, oh, I've got my family around me and shit. If I break a bone now, it's severely more inconvenient. Obviously, it wouldn't be the end of the world. I'd just have like a broken arm or a broken leg for a bit. But it would be very, well, a broken leg would be fucked up. I have to walk 20 minutes to get to class whenever like every day, basically. It would take me maybe 40 minutes if I had to, if I had a broken leg. Double the time, I think. I think that's generally correct. Or at least on par. So yeah, that wouldn't be super great. Broken arm would also be inconvenient because I use a keyboard to type. Take the bus. There isn't really a bus route around. So the problem is, I don't know how to visualize this. You know what? I'm opening Paint. Where is it? My favorite. Honestly, one of my favorite apps on the Microsoft thing. What was it called? Like the system, I suppose. That works. Just do this. Bam. Yeah, that's well, good enough. Actually, it's awful. It's because it's my timer, I think. No, that's not the timer. Jesus Christ, bro. All right, this is awful. I'm putting it back where it was, and I'm hiding it again. I don't know why it did that. No, live splits my timer. That was the code. That's where I did the death counter for Elden Ring. All right, my bad, my bad. There it is. Where am I? You know what? Just drag it to the bottom. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. Say I live here. This is me. Ignore my handwriting. It's going to be even worse in Paint. The city is laid out in such a way that I have to get to here. If I could go, like, we'll just do X for destination. If I could go straight, this would take me maybe 10 minutes. the way the city is laid out, I have to do like this. Oh, actually, it's more like this. This extra like pathway down to here and then the added distance here is an extra 10 minutes. And a bus has to take even longer route. A bus would go like all the way around here, all the way around here, all okay, I keep right clicking. But yeah, you get the idea. This would be a bus. And this would take maybe like 15 minutes. And it would cost me money. So really, this is the cheapest and easiest way. Now, obviously, if I had a broken leg, I might have no other choice than to get the bus. But I think overall, like, I'd still probably just walk. That's the it's the fucked up thing about how my brain operates. Is if there's something that's mildly inconvenient. Oh, hey, it's full screen now. If there's something that's like, well, I wouldn't even say mildly inconvenient. It doesn't matter if it's incredibly inconvenient. If it's cheaper or just generally like not that big of a difference, I'll take the easier option because the bus could be late, the bus could like break down, which you might think, oh, but how likely is that to happen? More likely than you might think, brother. I've been on a bus that got like rear-ended by a car, and the car was
You were
parked
right.
and was
Our
like
outposts are no five-star
it
hotels.
pulled out and then
They pay
immediately
figure
rear-ended it. I
outside.
don't know. The guy must have been like
Once you fix the
had his eyes
place,
shut or
you
something.
can rest and resupply here anytime.
Shit was ridiculous. And yeah, obviously they had to stop the bus and wait for like exchange insurance information. I mean, I feel bad for the
Now
guy
that
that
you're
backed into it.
comfortable,
Obviously, he didn't do
or
it on
as comfortable
purpose.
as anyone can be out here, I need you to help one of the other team
What ammo
members,
do I need?
Gunther Baden, at a campsite in Rybatsky Bay. You
Uh,
might have an easier time calling it
270.
Fisherman's Bay.
Wait,
We
no, that's
haven't heard from him since the blizzard last week.
I cannot.
His last mobile communication said he was
270
low on
soft
food.
points. All right.
Gear up to hunt deer. Bring hungry Gunther some fresh meat.
270 soft points. Can I? Oh, that's 10. I was gonna say, can I only buy one at a time? We were. Hey, Ted, how you doing? Welcome to America Simulator. That said, I'm in Russia. You know what? We take it.
Gunther Baden is our photographer. I tell you,
What up,
he
bro?
comes as highly recommended as you, but the truth is he comes very, very cheap.
Oh wait, is it because
Gunther
guns or
arrived
hunting?
about a week ago
Both.
to
Both
set up
actually.
remote cameras all across this region, Ledinoy Bay.
I do
He
look.
loaded
I'm
up
a
an 80
huge
millimeter
Hunter the
blind
Wild,
for supplies.
Hunter Call of the Wild
But
fan.
like I said,
This
we
game
haven't heard
is.
from him since the storm.
It's one of those
It's
games.
normal for people to disappear for a few days in the taiga. But Gunther,
She
unlike
fucking
you,
yapping, bro.
his resume grossly exaggerated his wilderness survival skills. He is more of a passionate amateur than a consummate professional. Thanks for
It's
hunting
better.
on his behalf.
This is what I'm talking about, man. Like, otherwise, maybe the dialogue an exception. Hunter Call of the Wild for me is like a perfect game. This is a 10 out of 10 game. This it's incredible. I can just walk around and shoot stuff occasionally, and then like follow it and track it, and like it's perfect. I don't have to be actively thinking. Obviously there's that. Some people probably play this and are like, oh, I'm tracking the animal. I'm approaching a mating grounds. I'm gonna start crouch walking or being careful, and I don't think that hard about it. I'm just like, I'll walk towards something if I see it, and then if I can get a shot, I'll shoot, and then I'll continue talking. It's perfect. Like it's what I look for. This and Isaac. Isaac is admittedly for someone who doesn't know the game and its systems as well as I do. Probably you have to focus a bit more. But when you've been playing it for like 8 years, on and off, it's pretty easy. That said, I do still need to finish the Isaac save file. I'll probably get back to that eventually. I also haven't uploaded anything to YouTube in I think a month now. But you know what? When the Stream Library Roulette happens, I'll probably upload the VOD and then well fuck, I don't know if I can. It'll be like a 12-hour video. But yeah, I'll probably try and upload the VOD and then edit it down and then delete the VOD when I've edited it. But still. I think the problem with my editing is like most of the time I'll think I'll get like a line going where I'm like, okay, I want this to happen sequentially, then this, then this, then this. Oh, shut up. And then I will. You post in two parts too. I suppose, yeah, that's not a bad idea. But yeah, my approach to it is literally like, I'll try and make something narratively cohesive, and then halfway through I'll just realize this doesn't make any sense, and there's no logical conclusion or anything. Like I can't cap off what I'm going for easily, so I just scrap the project because it ends up being too bad. And I think that's entirely due to my abilities. Like my ability to put together a cohesive story with what I have. It's lackluster, to say the least. And also I'm just bad at editing. That's also something there. I envy people who have like the creative path in their brain. I can have the creative path beforehand, you know? I've got the forethought. I'm good at the planning part. The second it comes to execution of a lot of stuff, I can't follow through. I'm not a closer. Like I've had tons of ideas that are good, but I've just been unable to there. Is that a hit? He shrugged that shit off. Jesus. I actually can't tell. Like didn't even flinch. I'll go check. Yeah, I mean, I've got some things in the work for next weekend. I mentioned it a bit at the start. I am setting up a stream library roulette again. You need to play it up more on stream. That'd be disingenuous and against my character, so I feel like not only can I just straight up, my brain doesn't allow me to do that, which there are reasons for that I'm not going to get into. But Jesus Christ! Also, it's allergy season. Kind of. I might be allergic to a new type of pollen this year. It's always been allergy season, like around September, October. But this year, it's like my nose is constantly clogged, and it's horrible. It's not even like I have a cold. It's literally just I can tell it's an allergy. Honestly, man. But yeah, I'm cooking up a. I'm gonna need to blow my nose, but I don't have any tissues. I ran out. I'm setting up a Steam Library roulette. I was planning on shaking it up. Now I don't know. I just let me run it by the committee real quick. The changes I was planning on making is first of all, I'm sorry, I have to go. Like I have to clear my sinuses. This is actually horrendous. I will mute myself. I'll be back in 2 seconds. All right, I'm slightly better. I can at least breathe now, which is half the problem. Oh, well, I have to tab again because the game has decided to. There you go. Sometimes whenever I like click on the tab to tab back in, which is how I started doing it for ease of use, the game puts itself in bordered window mode, which I don't like. So I have to fully alt tab and hover over it, which I also don't like. But I'll take the lesser of two evils. Not that it's evil, it's just slightly inconvenient, I suppose. It's not that bad. But yeah, Steam Library Roulette, what I thought of is structuring it less, which it sort of requires a revision of the name, I suppose. But I don't want to because I kind of like the name. Instead of setting it up where I randomly roll every game, I wanted to set it up like a speed run with splits for every game. And I thought that would be fun. But then I'm like, okay, but how do I set up the roulette part? So I thought, I've already talked about the stipulation where if you donate above a certain amount, which will just be like, I don't know, a euro to activate TTS, or sub or prime sub, you can add a game to the thing. There'll also be channel points rewards. I'm dealing with those. But then I'm like, if I want to skip a game, because that's still going to be in there, it's still going to be in there. But how would donating work with live splits? Okay, I can open it right now, but I think I can just insert a row beneath it. Like, I'll set it up obviously all beforehand, but then on the fly, if a game gets added, I'll have to take the time, insert a row beneath, and add the game. The problem would be if I started getting like a lot of games added. But that surely won't happen. So I don't need to worry about the fringe cases. He doesn't know. Surely, right? But yeah, that's currently what I'm looking at, is doing that. But then I'm like, how do I? Yeah, clueless. How do I interpret or integrate is the word I'm looking for? How do I integrate the roulette? So my thought for that was that when I skip, I spin a wheel, and say the wheel has got like one drink, two drinks, three drinks, four drinks, five drinks, no skip. Just basically a punishment wheel. But then it's kind of not Steam Library Roulette. It's kind of like Steam Library Speedrun with punishment wheel. So my other option that I thought of was I still do the live split speedrun, but instead of naming the game that I'm going to be playing next, it's just in order: game one, game two, game three, game four. And then I still do the wheel, and then because that's Steam Library Roulette. If not, it is just Steam Library Speedrun, and that honestly sounds a lot less interesting. Because it is half the point. I'm gonna make like a trailer for it as well and stuff. I'm gonna actually set it up as an event. That's why it's like I'm unsure whether it's gonna be 1 week or 2 weeks away. But obviously, when I decide on the trailer, all of that'll be sorted. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm leaning towards the live splits being set up just game one, game two, and still doing the roulette. Just because you know how much of a drag it is to have an interesting title. Again, I can only speak. I don't know statistically which is better. Speedrun is a good algorithm search term, so if someone looks up speedrun or Steam speedrun, it'd show up. But if I saw Steam library speedrun, like this is just me thinking. This is all I can do to rationalize because I'm not a big YouTuber. I can't see the statistics or anything. If I saw Steam library speedrun, I'd be interested, but I'd be like, okay, I don't know what this means, and no, I'd be like, I can generally garner what this means. If I saw Steam Library Roulette, I'd be like, the fuck is this? I'd be more intrigued. Now, admittedly, actually, I don't know. I'd probably be more likely to click on the speedrun one because I think it'd be an interesting video. What Steam Library Roulette speedrun edition? I don't know. I'll have to workshop that. I'm not quite sure where to go with it. I think game one, game two, game three is better. Yeah, I think so because it keeps the element of randomness. I still think I'll do a punishment wheel, but I'd make it less severe. I don't know what I should put on it. That's one thing I'll crowdsource maybe. I'll post in the Discord saying if I had to do punishments for like a long stream, it has to be for a long stream. It can't be like chug a bottle of alcohol because you need to keep in mind I could skip, get that on the first one, and then for the rest of the run, I'm just pissed as hell. And you could set it up as a speed run. That's the plan. The plan is like list the amount of games that I'm going to do, which I don't know. Obviously, it's the number of games. Okay, quick spoiler: it's never actually been my full Steam library. I've always had games that I've not put in for good reason. I have Dawn of War, the Warhammer RTS. Love that game. It has every single DLC released as a full game. So I would have to play Dawn of War Dark Crusade, Dawn of War Soulstorm, Dawn of War, the classic one, Dawn of War, like, I forget the Imperial one, Winter Assault, I think it's called. I don't know. I'd have to do all of those, and it's basically the same game, just with extra factions. So that would be boring as fuck. And also, I've got games that you just can't set up because the way it works is I have to set up an objective for it. Some games that just doesn't work for. Like, I've got one that I'd like to put in, Warhammer Vermintide 2, but a level, like one complete level, can take probably like 30 minutes. That's just it doesn't fit because I'm already going to be doing like 60 other games. So adding a 30-minute game in there on its own is just it's just kind of not feasible. So a lot of thought goes into like the run itself. But and I have to do it like that because last time I remember doing the math last time. It was like very well set up, and I thought, yeah, if each one of these takes me 15 minutes, I'll be done in 8 hours. It was a 10-hour stream, and I don't know if I finished it. I think I did, but at the end, it was basically like I just used all my skips right at the end, which is honestly, it's how it's gonna go every time. Unless I roll like an awful game early, I there's no shot that I do it because at the end, when I'm 9 hours in, that's when I'm really like, you know, holy shit, I don't want to be doing that many more games. I've been live for 10, 12 hours. Also, the problem is because of my schedule, I was getting back, I think I did them on Fridays. I was getting back in the evening and starting late, so they always ran into like 2 in the morning. Whereas this one, if I start early in the day, like say I do it a Saturday, start after lunch, I've got like 8 hours before it's actually more than that. Yeah, I got like 8 or 9 hours. I would have to make dinner though. That's like the one restricting factor. Though I suppose I can prep for that as well. So that's not that. Yeah, no, I can prep for that. I can acquire some food that I can make pretty fast and just take like a 10-minute intermission. Speedrun dinner. Yeah, actually, I need to. That's a good point. I'll add a dinner split. That's funny. I like that. I'll do that. But yeah, I still need to get all of this set up. I need to like get some stuff to make it work, like buy some things. It's not that much that I have to do. I think the most work is going to be being happy with a trailer for it. Because I could go. I remember doing the trailer for Drunk Phasmophobia stream, which was a lot of fun. You know, the Phasmophobia that ended up being PvP. That was a fun time. Um, I remember making the trailer for that, and I went full on irony with it. You know, I made it kind of purposefully bad. Well, not kind of purposefully bad. It was purposefully bad. That was the whole point. That was the joke. But this one, I'm like, this is an actual thing. I want this to keep being a thing, at least for the foreseeable future. Steam Library Roulette is one of the things that I'm proud of, like making. I wouldn't exactly say proud of, maybe, but I really like how it came out. The structure, the format of it. I think it works as like a challenge run, and also like, yeah, I don't know. I really like it. I think it's good. So I want to keep doing it, but that's why I want it to be like, if I make a trailer, I want it to be either A, reusable, or B, like, I just want it to be good. This is not going to be a one and done stream because I've already done 2 of them. This is going to be the 3rd. And every single time I'm trying to make changes to keep them interesting, keep them unique. We'll see how it works. We'll see how it goes. This one could end up being so devastating that I never want to do one again. I doubt it, but it's entirely possible. It's also like I try to think of challenge runs and stuff. It's like what happened. I can see him through the trees, but I'm not going to be able to hit. I think I missed. I think I pre-shot. Oh well. It's the first animal I've seen in quite a while. Do you still have the VOD from last time? That's a very good question. I don't know. I'd have to look through my files. I'm gonna hit you with an I don't think so. But they're like it's one of the things that I do regret not doing. Steam Library Roulette, I should upload the VODs for. Like that's just I should have done that. But I mean, if I'll look for them after stream. If I do have them, I will upload one today, or like at least a chunk of it. But I highly doubt it. I don't even remember if I downloaded it last time. I think I did. I always try to after I do something big. But yeah, like I was saying, I still because if you did, we could absolutely just take the best and worst moments in the trailer. That's a good point. That is a good point. But yeah, I don't know. I'll have to have a look. I'll also upload the VOD though, because I it's good for the sake of I don't know uploading something, I suppose. I mean, there were some clips from the Elden Ring stream that was like, I'll clip that and upload it later. But the stream is 10 hours long. I am kind of apathetic to skimming 10 hours of content just to clip two things because I remember there were two clips that I wanted to grab, but I just never did. I probably should while the VOD's still like alive because it will get deleted after. I think it's 7 days now that I'm partnered. No, affiliate. For the trailer, I say you should put in like a few frames from every game in the roulette. The trailer would be too long. You did say a few frames, admittedly, so maybe that would work. I mean, it would be a lot of work, admittedly. I would have to go in and record a few frames from every game. I think more like I will do a scroll. I'll make a Steam library. No, a Steam category where I just put in every single game. How do I leave? I'll put in a Steam category with every single game, and then I'll just do like a scroll, and I'll display that while I talk about. Like I'll just talk over it a little bit. But yeah, that's. I think that'll do it. I also remember another event I was pretty happy with was back when I did Destiny 2, called Goose's Great Gamble, where it was again. I just love RNG in events. I think it makes them way more fun, way more redoable. You know, if I do an event or like a stream and it's 1-to-1 exactly, it's always going to be the same every time. It just gets kind of boring to watch. Whereas if I incorporate randomness, it's like I can do the event again, and the outcome will be different. It's part of the reason. I mean, look, I'm so roguelike pilled that I incorporated it into my real life. But yeah, I think that's definitely how I view it. Yeah, I think I'll do that. But as I was saying, when I did the Goose's Great Gamble stuff, that was pretty good. I think quality wise. I didn't make a trailer for that. It was like a screenshot with the rules, but also that was a tournament, so I had to make it good. Like I had to make it look good enough for people to want to sign up because I needed people to sign up to do it. That was the big problem. That one didn't have like honestly, we got the minimum required amount of participants at the last second. I remember pushing that shit like crazy to my friends. I was like, please, bro, please, just do it. And it ended up being a lot of fun. It was a long one, and the process was awful. It was bad. But I've since quit Destiny 2 because the game is stale in my eyes, and I don't know. It's just not for me. I do want to do more tournament stuff though, but the problem with that is you have to find a game that a lot of people have. This is where it's one of the few times where I'm like, if I had a bigger audience, this would be fucking amazing. I could run tournaments in like every game because I produce ideas like awful bad ideas at an alarming rate, and then one of them out of every like 20, I'll think, holy shit, that's good, and I'll want to do it. But most of the time, there's a restriction that means that I can't do it. Cooking stream, I'd love to do those. The restriction is that I don't own my kitchen. I don't even rent my kitchen. I rent like a part of my kitchen. Other people have to cook, and people don't really like being on stream without express permission. And also, if they want to go in and get a coffee, I'm in the kitchen for like 2-3 hours streaming. There's a lot of restrictions there. So, although I'd love to do it, and I think it's a good idea, I can't until I have my own place to myself, which is a ways off. So yeah, a lot of the stuff has restrictions. When it comes to tournaments, though, I still like. I was thinking, oh yeah, I'll do the Master Chief Collection tournament. But then you got it's again, it's the problem with a. It would literally just be a regular tournament. I can't think of any way to modify it that much. And B, like, I don't know if there'll be enough people. Again, it's the same as always. Those are the two key factors. Halo Infinite Customs. I look, my first idea, and this was again really difficult to format and structure, but my best idea that I came up with was Halo Master Chief Collection, which I believe is on Game Pass, which I believe most people have because Game Pass is a really good deal. We take custom maps, which are in Halo, which are in the Master Chief Collection. You can get custom maps. I take some silly custom maps and structure it like a serious competitive tournament with brackets, rankings, free for all matches, like switch ups, and I would just get like the best custom maps I could find and structure them out like a tournament and give points based on performance. And that and I would shoutcast over it because Halo that was another problem with the Destiny 2 stuff. There was no spectator mode. So I had to have people stream their games, which was another restriction. I feel like people weren't super interested in doing that. And admittedly, like it's an awful way of doing it. I wish there were an easier way. But genuinely it was the easiest thing I could come up with. But yeah, I really like that structure. The problem is again, I started looking. Well, first of all, I had to download Halo Infinite on my PC because I would have had to stream it from here. I did that, and then I never got around to doing custom games because I had this idea around last December, and then I left for Christmas, and then I got sick, and then I was busy, and then I came back in February. I'd completely forgotten the idea, but I've remembered it now, so I'll look back into setting it up again. This is the point. Like just talking, I remember things. I've got that amnesia pill that makes you forget things. No, admittedly, it's like I think it's put that in stream suggestions. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. But yeah, I still need to work on Steam Library Roulette first. So it's quite a ways off, and it has to be quite a ways off as well because if it's a tournament, it requires people, and people require notice. Is that a thing? No, that's a camp. So yeah, that it would be quite a ways off anyway. But I also don't even have the minimum bit done, so I don't have the structure set up on my end. Once the back end is done, I can start working on the front end. But yeah, I'll probably set that up. What I was talking about though is like the amnesia pill. I you've if you've been around like at times, you will type something in chat and I'll be like, "What are you talking about?" Even though it's relating to a thing that I literally just talked about. Like I'll say something, you'll comment on it, and I'll be like, "Huh?" because I said something weird, and then I will be like, "What are you talking about?" I don't know. What does that mean? Because I would have forgotten what I said. There is a period, I think, of like short term, I'm gonna say 10 minutes. Or you can't tell me that wasn't okay. Why is my guy won't stop moving? Yeah, you saw that, right? There was a fucking turkey. That's like a quarter of the time. True. But yeah, I'd say like the time period that I forget for is 10 minutes. 10 minutes after I've said it, it comes back to me. It's like, oh yeah, I did say that. But also, like, if I decide on something or like have an idea, it's way longer. I forgot about that one for 3 months. And then literally as I was talking about things, it just came to me. I was like, oh yeah, I decided, I had that thought. I don't know how it works. The little guy in my brain is like misfiling it. And then when I'm talking about something else, he's like, oh shit, who put this in here? It was you, brother. You're my brain. Yeah, I do think that maybe you got reminded from Potato. Yeah, no, it was Halo Infinite Customs that that reminded me. But at the same time, Halo Infinite is a weird one though. This is just circling back. Halo Infinite is a good game. Hot take. The only problem is I just think that the multiplayer aspects of it is very standard. Like, obviously, I'd be more than happy to just run a regular Halo Infinite tournament. I just think that that's not super interesting to take part in. Well, maybe it is. I don't know, but people like tournaments. I just don't think it's super interesting to watch, though. You can watch anyone play Halo Infinite. You don't need to watch it in tournament format. If Halo Infinite had more like settings that I could work with to make the game interesting on a match-to-match basis, then I think that'd be good. But for the most part, I think it's just kind of like it would be regular playing Halo Infinite in a groups and matches setup. Forge is in Halo Infinite now. That is true, and I suppose that's what I am looking at for Master Chief Collection. Is Halo Infinite Forge good? Do they have a lot of like good, interesting custom maps? That's really all I'm looking for. Because the super huge advantage about that is that Halo Infinite multiplayer is 100% free. It's not like, oh, you need Game Pass, like with Master Chief Collection. It's literally like Halo Infinite multiplayer is free. I would also have to download it on, Steam because so he's 120 to 170, so you're 100 and probably like 140. This thing's probably zeroed for 100. Can I get the collat? It's dead on the spot, huh? I don't know if I hit the second one. Take one. I feel like I overkilled it. I used like a fucking way too high a caliber there, but oh well. I honestly probably should have tried to get close and use the bow, but either that or I shot it in the heart, which is entirely possible. I was aiming up a chest. But yeah, if Halo Infinite Forge is good, then that would be probably better. I'm just less comfortable with Halo Infinite because it's the one that I've played less. I've played so much. Well, I've not played that much MCC, like the Master Chief Collection itself, but it also allows for like custom games from different Halo games. You could do some Halo CE custom games. The best Halo. No, probably not for multiplayer purposes. Honestly, for multiplayer purposes, Halo 4 is my preference. Actually, no, it's Reach. It's always Reach. Reach has the best custom maps. The AR reticle is small, which is great. You mean in Infinite? Can't you also have custom crosshairs in Infinite, or am I misremembering? Yeah. It's not like massive. I don't know. Yes, I used the wrong ammo type. Oops. Yeah, I'll save it. You're a 0. Is that my best hunt yet? 240? God damn. Wait, how's that silver? Silver is 60, gold is 168, diamonds 249. I am at 240, and it's silver. What? Okay, I don't get that, but I don't need to. Yeah, I don't know. I'll look into Halo Infinite though.
That should feed Gunther for a while. If he's not grateful, I will smack him.
Oh, I completed the quest. I was not even paying attention. But yeah, Infinite, MCC, either one, whichever one I end up doing. Again, the only problem with tournaments is I need to get people interested. Get people to participate. It's a lot harder than you might think. And offering incentive and stuff is also tough. Because I can't financially burden myself to run a tournament. But again, my main point is like if you're joining, it's to have fun. I hope to not need financial incentive to. That's bad. That's a leg shot. Still kills in one though because I'm over penetrating. could also give summon like a stupid role in Discord. Yeah, that's true. And when you said summit, I was like, I got a bit confused, but I get what you're trying to say. That is true, and that's honestly not a bad idea. I think what I'd go for if I did it, which kind of leaked, kind of, but I don't mind. I would just say the entire time that it's a mystery prize, and then at the end I'm like, it's just something stupid that really no one cares about. I think that could be pretty funny. Just with Destiny 2, a picture of a Funko Pop. Exactly. Just like I'll play it up like it's a big mystery prize. Who knows what it could be? And then it's just something dumb. A single V-Buck. I don't know if they sell V-Buck singles. Oh, that's my first heart shot. I thought that was a bad shot as well. None? I mean none. None score? Okay. How is the Siberian musk deer with a heart shot? The achievement is called the Musk. Enlon. Oh well. Maybe, yeah, I don't know why. Again, I said, oh yeah, I'll go for a bow shot. Use a proper ammo type. I also could have just shot him with a revolver. That'd be pretty funny, I think. And the shotgun definitely won't do it. Who cares? I mean, I suppose it's also... Oh, it did hit another one, huh? I really didn't think I hit that second shot. Yeah, I was going to say, I suppose it's not a super good... Shouldn't you start getting back to the objective? It'll be fine. Again, this game is not an objective-based game for me. It's literally just like, we're having fun. And we is us. The animals are not having fun. They're fighting for their lives. This guy's got bleed rate medium. And he ran in this direction. These are his tracks. I don't know. Some games just have like pretty bad input lag for me. I don't know why. Like this one, for example, sometimes I will stop holding the directional keys, and it carries on moving for a good while afterwards. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. I talked about it as well during Elden Ring when the crashes started happening. Things not working correctly is like my biggest gripe. It's like if you have a system. Ooh, ass shot. That's gotta hurt. No vital organ. Wrong ammo type. Still none rating, which... Okay, I feel you. I'm just harvesting cash at this point. Who's gonna be... Okay, who is buying that trophy and being like, oh, it's got a fucked up femur. I can't pay that much for this. Like, what the fuck, man? I think that's just weird. Why do you care that much about the back of... Why would you care that much about the ass? It's a deer. Yeah, this is another thing. Again, this is not even tangentially related. My mind just wandered to this. I was still thinking about picking up a difficult game about climbing, but I'm just not sure how it would play the stream. Obviously, progress is slow. I'd be spending a lot of time in the same areas because that's just the nature of how those games work. I just don't know if that'd be interesting enough. So I think I've kind of like I've been flip flopping. I've been like, oh, this is a great idea. This is gonna be so good. To actually, I don't think it'd be that good at all. To actually, maybe it would be good. Another podcast game, exactly. No, that's exactly what it would be. I just don't know if that's. First of all, it's also just the way my brain works, right? This for me is perfect because I don't need to focus too much on what's happening. Excuse me, allergies are acting up again. I really need to take an allergy tablet. I don't know if I have any. Yeah, this for me is perfect because like the second I see movement on the screen, I'm like lock in, get that ADS down, snipe, get the hit. But for a difficult game about climbing, it's just like consistent. Like there's skill to it, you know. You can be locked in the whole time, or you can not be locked in at all. I tend to favor, the latter. But yeah, I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. I have like a decent, I say a decent amount. I've got like €9 in my Steam account, and I'm like, we have a sick boar in the area. Sure, I guess. Yeah. All right. It's removed my objective. But yeah. So I'm looking for something to pick up for stream again. I've still got another game that I just every time I'm like I have to stream something today, I don't know what to do. The fact this game that I picked up like honestly at this point it was last year, and I just never think about it when it comes to streaming. So I'll eventually get around to that. It's definitely a weekday game because it's a single player, and at weekends I try and do stuff with the boys as well. I don't want streaming to get in the way of interpersonal relationships that I have with my friends. And sometimes, like last night, I could have streamed Halo Wars 2. I've talked with Lucian about this. He said tomorrow. So, yay. I'll probably do some more stuff afterwards, though. That's the point. Is like, we'll do Halo Wars 2, and then we might pivot into something else to stream. But yesterday, I could have gone live, because I was hanging out with the boys. I probably will be later tonight as well. Why are you this hyped about Halo Wars 2? First of all, the game sucks ass. Second of all, as far as I know, you're not like a Halo Wars 2 fanatic. Or is it just the fact that it's finally happening? It has been in the bank for like literally 5 months. And this is Lucian's own fault. The cutscenes are really good, that is true. That is true. It's finally happening. Yeah, but as a game, it's just like well, as an RTS, first of all, there is no base building aspect because you are restricted to plots around your own base. So I think it fails quite hard on the base building aspect of RTS. As a unit moving RTS game, first of all, I'll be playing it on console because it's where I own it. But as a unit moving thing, there is one overpowered type of unit, which is aircraft. And if you just Banshee spam or Hornet spam, you can 80% of the time win your game. So the balancing is also pretty bad. Is what it is. So yeah, I don't know. Overall, I think just the game as an RTS, it's pretty mid. I do think that's like a lot of RTSs that have aircraft have this trouble. Anti-air is such a specific type of unit that like if you buy an anti-air unit, all it does is anti-air. Because obviously, if it did more than that, it'd be broken. I think anti-air with a little bit of an upside is fine, so that it can function on its own. And then if you spam the anti-air units, but your enemy doesn't have that much air, you've just got worse units than them, and you lose that battle. But the problem is, if your enemy spams air units, and you don't have anti-air spam to counter it, you lose. You just lose. You've got a diverse army. If you don't have enough anti-air, they're gonna target priority. They'll kill that first, and then you lose. This is the issue that I have with Halo Wars 2. I don't think StarCraft had this issue, admittedly, and they have air units, but also StarCraft is a better game. I don't know. Halo Wars 1 as well. People are like, rock versus paper versus scissors. No, not really, because um, anti-air beats air beats everything else, and everything else beats anti-air. I guess. You see the problem? No, can't see him. Like the only yeah, I mean the only upside is like rush strategies also work pretty well. Like what would be the equivalent of Zerg rushing? That works pretty well as well. So there are other strats in the game. It's not all just air spam, but when we played competitive multiplayer, which I didn't play as much as the boys, but I did play quite a bit as well. There was always one guy, like every single match without fail, there was always one guy that just produced upgraded air units. We still won like a vast majority of our matches but that's also because we would just have one guy on anti-air. We would be like, all right, you're anti-air this game. Oh, fine. Because it is boring, right? You're just producing the same unit type over and over again. I don't know how people have fun with it. Well, actually, no, I do. I do because I know people like this. The fun doesn't come from the game itself. The fun comes from seeing the number at the end go up. It's like any ranked game that you're playing. I mean, this is partially why I stopped playing Overwatch 2. It's one of the few. Well, I say Overwatch 2. I mean Overwatch in general. One of the few games that I'm actually like quite good at. And every time I lost, I was like, God damn, man, I was doing as much as I possibly could there. Yeah, sometimes I had bad games, but I was doing as much as I possibly could, and we were still losing. And it's because I cared more about the number going up or down at the end instead of just having fun in the match. I wasn't playing what I wanted to play, I was playing what was best for the situation. And that's just not is not how I want to play video games anymore. I had my time in the sun, I hit masters in Overwatch. It's not super great. I'd say it's just like it's top 10% is diamond, I think, or it was. The last time I looked at the stat chart was like season 3 or something when I was diamond, and diamond's like top 10%. Grandmasters is less than a percent. I don't know what masters is. Maybe like 4%, 5%, 3%. I don't know. The chart that I'm thinking of is vastly outdated. It's probably way more skewed towards the top end now. But yeah, I do think that playing not for fun but for ranks is no, don't get me wrong, some people enjoy it way more. Some people are like hyper competitive and have a lot of fun taking things incredibly seriously. I just think it leads to a lot of problems with, well, first of all, depends on who you are and how you are, but I think it leads to more toxicity, like, inevitably. And that's something I tend to try and avoid. But also, like, I guess it depends on the game as well. Valorant to me is like a weird one because I don't see it as. Why are you trotting? I think that's a miss. Oh well, fuck, bro, they're right there. They're way better targets. Go for the horns. Hey, calm down, bro. You're gonna have a heart attack. They're still there. They're not running away. No, they're kind of running away. Turn around, please. It's like a spine shot. That's not super great. I tried to go for a headshot there. That's definitely a miss. All right. Now I have to remember the direction that they're in. This is the problem. They were on the lake, right? Like the ice lake. Adler. But yeah, Valorant to me, it's one of those things. I really enjoy them conceptually. CS:GO a lot more than Valorant, I will admit. I've played some CS. CS I've loved. I really liked it. CS2 came out, I still enjoyed it. I wasn't like, I have a good enough PC to run it when it came out, admittedly. So that's fucking hell, my eyes cloudy. That was probably part of my enjoyment. I know that was a big problem for people. Was that people that played CS:GO for ages just could no longer run the game, and that would suck if I were in that position. But I played CS2 and I was like, holy shit, this is good. And I messaged some friends about like some actual Valorant heads, and I was like, I'll play Valorant. We can do some stuff together. You have to play like 60 matches or something to get to the level where you can play comp. Yeah, that's a hit. He's probably gonna bleed out. Again, I'm shooting way over the caliber that I need to be. I'll take the hits. I don't mind. That moose? Nah. Yeah, but yeah. So I never got into Valorant comp. I've never actually played it. I do think I'm just like anti-Riot pilled, not for any specific reason. I just think that Riot games are not for me. I've played League of Legends a few times because again, a friend back in the day was like, "Oh, we should play this," and I was like, "Okay." So I tried to get to a level where I could play, and it's just too hard for me. The button inputs, the like Click, 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 click. Oh, go here, go here, go here. Keybind 1, 2, 3. This is my combo. Q, E, L. Like, the fucking mental speed that you need to be functioning at is too much for me. It's too much. Excuse me, sir? Ma Ma'am? My heart rate's too high. That's rough. Fucking okay. Am I? What the hell, man? Why is there so many people here? They aren't people, I know, but still. Doing? Oh, this is so overkill, though. Oh, you know what? I'm going for it. I could have shot the bird, obviously. The only problem is the caliber that I'm using, I would have literally exploded it. Like, the bird would have detonated, I think. Which would have been a pretty funny sight, admittedly. But it would have been completely useless as a trophy. I would have had to switch to the shotgun or the revolver, but again, no time. Oh well, I'll go chase down that moose has to bleed out, right? There's 2 or 3 bullets in him. This one again, wrong ammo, so it's gonna be worth way less. I think I need 243 for these guys. Yeah, wrong ammo type, no vital organ. That's how you know you're using the wrong ammo type is when they bleed out in one hit after you don't hit a vital organ. I swear to God, if that's the moose, no, okay. The meese is the plural of moose meese? I think it is. You should know this, Kamikaze. You live in Mooseland. Nope. What the fuck? It's just moose? I don't like that. I was gonna make an analogy there for comedic purposes, um, but I am going to not do that because the one that I thought of is no, I don't like it. I don't like how it ended up. Did I not hit it? How is there no moose blood around here? Don't question mark me. I'll say it. What I was going to say, the first thing that came to mind when you said moose is the plural of moose, not meese, was I remember a Samuel L. Jackson clip. No, it's not Samuel L. Jackson, it's Morgan Freeman. You'll get as soon as I start talking about it why I didn't want to make the analogy. He was talking about why he didn't like Black History Month. Because he's like, I don't want a special month because we're just people. And I completely agree with that sentiment, you know? Why treat them differently? That's why I was going to say, bro, this is like Black History Month, but for geese. Why are we geese and they're just moose, not meese? That I think is the plural of mice meese. No, it's mice. I said, yeah, mice is the plural of mouse, bro. I think I just had a stroke. No, no, but what is it called? What is it called when there's a group of mice? So there's like several packs of mice. That's a meese of mice. That's what I was talking about. There should be words for that. Like for when several groups of animals join together. It's like you got a pack of wolves, but then when several packs get together, it's like you've got the reunion of wolves. I don't know. No, no, no. That's even better. You can have a 6 pack of wolves. Is that a? They're like 90 meters away. I should be able to see them. Admittedly, they are fleeing. Ah, a lot of murders. A murder of no, a murder of crows. Um, when there's a lot of them, it's just called a war, a war of crows. A wild boar. It's a warning call again, though. And then, yep, fleeing. Uh, please. Oh wait, you see that motherfucker, right? I see that motherfucker. Fuck you! I just got lag switched by a deer. Oh my god, man. Jesus Christ. Actual network manipulation. I don't even know if that was a moose. That was like a perfect shot as well. That was gonna be a headshot. A school of fish? Oh, well, that one's easy. That's a university. So mad about that. Oh, goddamn. Literally a perfect headshot lined up. Cranium destroyed. One shot, one kill. And, nope. He hides behind a tree with jiggle peeking. I'm pulling out the shotgun. Where the fuck are these turkeys? They aren't turkeys, but still. You know what's crazy to me? Is that maybe not exactly what I'm doing in game, but this is just American life. Motherfucker. I could have easily killed that. Oh. Is that someone, like, at some point, when's Thanksgiving? It's like August? September? Someone will just be like, alright, I'm going out to the reserve, and then just go and shoot a turkey. That's just something they can do. I'm not envious of that. It's weird. It's like, I don't know, man. I think gun ownership is such a weird thing. Northern Canada, too. It depends how far north you go. If you go far north enough in Canada, you're basically in the Badlands. Like, that shit is empty. Northern Canada is, like, again, far enough north. You're basically looking at Central Australia. Oh, it's not too far up north for this kind of thing? No, no, I don't mean for hunting specifically. I'm just saying, like, in general, in my mind, Northern Canada is the cold version of Central Australia. Like, just barren wasteland, except for it's beautiful and snowy instead of instead of hell itself. Oh yeah, shit's empty with polar bears. Okay, so it's a different kind of hell. It's like it's less heat stroke and infections and scorpions, and it's more like aggressive animals that can hunt you and will murder you. Hell yeah, sounds based. I like I don't know. I've talked before about the dissatisfaction that I feel living in Spain, but I feel like a lot of other countries, admittedly, the ones that I'm mentioning here, Australia and Canada, are very, very large, to the point where they're bigger than a lot of Europe. But it must be nice to have such a varied. I should have been able to see that guy. It must be nice to have such varied, like, climate. To be fair, basically every single city in Western Europe is prettier than every city here. Depends when you look. It's very much a pick and choose. Where I live specifically in Spain, it's dog ugly and way too hot. So there's really like there are upsides, don't get me wrong. I'm not like I'm negative about the place, but I'm not slanderous. I give it the shit that it deserves. It's also true that there isn't a lot of packed areas in the northern part. Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine that. Alaska's a weird one to me because it's also, first of all, way closer to Canada. Well, it's also not even that. It's not super close either. But it's part of the United States. That's just a little tangential. I was just thinking about Alaska. You want to know how I made the connection to Alaska? This is like New York Times connection brainworm levels of insane. Pulling out the shotgun. Uh, did I miss both of those? Bro. Russia sold it to America a long time ago. Yes, that's why I made the connection to Alaska. In my mind, I was like, Northern Canada, snowy. Snow, I'm currently on a snow map. I'm on a snow map, but I'm in Russia. Russia snow, America, Alaska. Alaska sold to America. American Alaska, not part of Canada, but closer to Canada. That's how I got to what I was on. My brain just like, it's a constant machine of, bro, why are you coming back? That second one should hit. If you land, I'm sniping you with the fucking full force of 270. You are going to become dust. Land. Yeah, that's right. Keep walking, motherfucker. But yeah, my brain just like, it's a constant machine of jumping to the next topic. It's why I just keep talking about random shit. Is because I don't, my brain doesn't stay on that topic. I try to streamline myself, try to keep it somewhat relevant. But then I'll be talking about like, oh, I had hot dogs the other day, and then I'll go to barbecue, and then I'll go to Korean barbecue, and then I'll go to Korea, and then I'll go to North Korea. It's crazy, man. It's fucked up, is what it is. It makes having like this format for me works perfectly because I am just spewing stream of consciousness pretty much constantly. Like it's off the cuff audio. There's no pre planning. But in conversations with people, it doesn't work because we'll be talking about something, we'll be having a good conversation, and then all of a sudden my brain's like, "Hey, what about this other thing?" I'm like, "No, that's not what we're talking about." Like, hey, but that other thing that I just mentioned, what about this thing that's slightly related? And I'm like, "No, bro, we're not talking about that." And then eventually one of them I'll get to. I think, "Oh yeah, you know what? That's pretty interesting." And then for them, the conversation will go from like, "Oh hey, so what'd you eat for dinner last night?" to like, "What do you think about Mussolini's reign?" And that's just because my brain is broken. It does not work correctly, and it fails at pretty key things. Motherfucker. I don't even think I think I need like a rocket launcher to kill the moose because I've shot I feel like way more times than any other animal. That I just feel like I missed that one. That was a bad shot. I like twitched at the last second. Reviewing the shot. Maybe it's top of the neck. Oh, I don't know what you're referring to. That's not because I've forgotten what I said, but that's because I said like 8 different things in a span of 20 seconds. Apparently, Christopher Nolan is getting knighthood. Guess King Charles likes his movies? Oh, that one's pretty weird to me. I also don't get, like, first of all, knighthood in general. Second of all, like, how they decide. It must just be like, I like the things this person does. Because is it Christopher Walken that's knighted? And I'm like, no, it's not. It's not Christopher Walken, is it? It's not Christopher Walken. Surely Christopher Walken isn't knighted. I'm just in denial now. But there is someone that's knighted that. Who? Sure. Okay, first of all, you have to know who Christopher Walken is. You're memeing. Second of all, I don't think he's knighted. Christopher Walken is the guy that whenever anyone does the voice, it sounds like this. He has the weird inflection on his voice. And he's in a Fatboy Slim video. Music video. That's how I can best describe Christopher Walken. As for things that he's been in, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know. I'm not like super actor pilled. All I'm thinking of is like Borat. No, Borat is very nice. It's very, very Eastern European, with weird inflection at the end of sentence. Christopher Walken is just a weird cadence. The flow of his words sounds strange. That's how it is. I'm not pop culture pilled either. You know, I feel like I know very little when it comes to pop culture. Again, music, just knowing songs is my area of expertise, which is why Bandle is a gift from God. Bandle's the greatest thing a man could ever ask for. That's an animal on the tracks. That's literally going to decimate that animal. If that even hit, I'm fairly certain it did. That was like on target. That was center mass. I can't tell if it's limping. I feel kind of bad because I just shot it with like 10 calibers too high. Ah, you have to cock. Ah. Don't take those words out of context. Is that a hit? That's blood. No organs hit. Yeah, but I hit it with 270 caliber. No, that's .270. 270 caliber is like a rocket. Bleed rate very low. Okay, you know, fair enough. I respect him. I respect him for being able to tank it. I don't think I'll ever catch up to it. But hey, is what it is. Yeah, I've completely forgotten. Oh yeah, Christopher Walken. It's not Christopher Lee either. Who I don't like. I know the name, but off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you who that is. Oh, I did kill him. Yeah, I don't know who Christopher Lee is. I do know who Christopher Lee is. Count Dooku. That's correct. I do believe he is knighted. Like I do think Christopher Lee's knighted. He is. Yes, that might be who I was thinking of. Not Christopher Walken. There's also Paul McCartney. He's knighted. So Paul McCartney. Don't yeah again, but like how? Christopher Lee, I can understand. He fought in wars. You know, he's a based human. Paul McCartney, what did he do? He sang for the Beatles. He didn't. Did he sing for the Beatles? No, he didn't. No, he did. No, I'm thinking of John Lennon. Paul McCartney was in the Beatles. Elton John. Is Elton John knighted? That one, see, that one I can maybe justify, like rationalize, not justify. You know, obviously I don't make these decisions, so I don't have to justify them. I don't have to understand the justification. Jesus Christ, the coffee's catching up to me. Yep. See, Elton John I can see though. The amount of like progress he made with acceptance of homosexuality, that's like, yeah, that's worth knighting. Man made banger music, came out as homosexual, and people were like, you know what? Maybe they aren't so bad. And we're like, yeah, bro, we've been telling you. Like, I bet you could find several far right, like right wing politically people, and you play them Rocket Man, and they're like, oh, that's a good song. It's like, yeah, the guy's gay, and they're like, ooh. But they'll probably be like, they're not going to stop listening to the song. I don't think. Wait, have you seen the fucking interview where he talks about what Eminem? Yes, I have seen that. Uh, for the uninitiated, there is an Elton John clip. I believe it is from the Graham Norton show. I could be wrong about that, but I believe that's what it's from. Where he talks about how people accused Eminem of being homophobic. And he said, no, there's no way the man can be homophobic because when he got married, I believe. Look, I might be getting some details wrong, but the important thing to know, I'm gonna evaporate this turkey, dude. It's so small, I can't hit it. I can't hit it. Yeah, the important thing to note is that he said when he got married, Eminem gave him a wedding gift, and it was like a diamond encrusted cock ring. And I'm like, holy based. I just got scythe strafed by a fucking turkey. I'm mad about it. I'm mad about it. He was actually just running circles around me. You know, you win some, you lose some, and I lost that one pretty devastatingly. But yeah, like it is a very funny clip. No, I can understand why Elton John was knighted. I just again I don't know how they make these decisions. Is it like every 10 years they're like, all right, we have to knight someone again to make sure we're still relevant as the royal family. Pull up the list. Like I'd like to imagine it's a large parchment scroll, and this year they opened it, and the only name on it was Christopher Nolan, and they're like, oh fuck, really? He made like a few good movies. They were pretty high grossing, so they go ahead and knight Christopher Nolan. What else can you do? You can not knight him. I don't know. I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve it. All I'm saying is like, how the fuck do they decide these things? Seems really weird to me. But yeah, definitely not against it. He has made some of my favorite movies of all time. The Rock trying to get knighted so bad. That does sound like something The Rock would do. Mr. Dwayne Johnson, just like, but guys, have you seen Black Adam come into theaters soon with my Zoa energy drink? And I forget Terramana Tequila. That's what it is. I was like, I forgot the name of his tequila. It's like, guys, it's an awful Rock impression. I could do better given time, but I don't want time to practice. How does The Rock sound? The first thing that comes to mind for imitating The Rock is "Shut up, bitch." That's like the first voice clip that comes to my mind when I'm like, what does The Rock say? Like, yeah, he says "Shut up, bitch." That's what he does. He sounds like a rock. I can do that. Damn, that's pretty tough. How does he do that for so long? He might actually be a good actor. I'm joking, of course. Right, that might be a bore. Have you seen John Cena's Mandarin compared to The Rock's? Yes, I have actually. I mean, everyone knows that John Cena. Being cheating. I don't know. I don't know the full rant that He talks about like the Fast and Furious and ice cream. It's an amazing video. Like the video itself, the way it got memed originally was like, yeah, it's kind of funny the sounds that he's making and what he's saying. But when you translate it, it's even funnier. He's talking about how much he likes China, ice cream, and the Fast and the Furious. Like, it's fucking insane, and it's so funny. And people were just like, haha, you say Bing Jiring. And I'm like, brother, you got the wrong aspect of this. And yeah, I have also seen The Rock's Chinese from I'm imagining you're talking about the WWE era, where he, again, I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was something along the lines of, hit Stone Cold Steve Austin, go aye. That's how I remember it, in like a very racist Chinese voice. That's what comes to mind when I think of it. Man, the WWE is just based. It's one of the few things that I'm like, if I grew up in America, that would have been such an integral part of my childhood, you wouldn't even understand. That shit was just not on TV over here. But looking at it, it's basically just a huge character comedy show with some wrestling as well. And I'm like, that's so good. It's so cool. And I'm glad that in recent years, I give them a lot of shit, and I believe it's completely justified. I don't think Logan Paul has done a lot of good in his life, but he has brought back a revitalized interest, I believe, and like a large new audience, like a new generation to the WWE, and all the other channels that does Raw still exist, like RAW? Because again, my knowledge of the WWE comes from the 2K games. That's boxing, dude. No, that's the other one. There's two of them. One of them's in the WWE. One of them thinks he can beat Mike Tyson. I believe Logan Paul is the one that's in the WWE, and Jake Paul is the one that believes he can beat Mike Tyson. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain that's how it is. Again, to me, they're both like an amorphous blob of the same person. Yeah, yeah, no, I completely understand your like confusion. They are two people. One of them has decided to introduce a new generation to WWE. The other one thinks he can beat Mike Tyson in boxing. Keyword is thinks. Look, I mean, no matter what, I think it's going to be good TV. Seeing someone who I so vehemently disagree with, just on so many different things and like life philosophy, getting the shit beaten out of him by a former world champion boxer, it's gonna be entertaining. Like I can put no doubts about that. Like there's no doubt in my mind that it's gonna be entertaining. Jake's gonna get his both his ears bit off. Both is crazy. He'd have to do it before they call the bell. I would love to see that. Actually, I wouldn't. That would be pretty brutal. And I imagine a lot of younger people are going to be watching it. So I actually would not like that for that to happen. But also, if you've seen the like interviews with Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson after he mellowed out, like after Tyson started, relaxing a little bit, he's so apologetic about it. And you know what? Fair play to him. Man did have his ear bitten clean off. Evander Holyfield's pretty chill about the whole thing. I mean, admittedly, I imagine at the time he was pissed, as anyone would have the right to be. But at the same time, like, you know, he's a beast. Mike Tyson, look, again, he is very old now. I don't know how that's going to affect the performance. But if you've seen any of his training videos, and this is the point everyone brings up in defense of hello? In defense of Jake Paul and like his performance, everyone brings up, oh yeah, but those training clips that you see are only 5 seconds long. He's going to be winded by the first round. Motherfucker, he's been an athlete his entire life. Like, he's got the distance. He's gonna have the distance. Will he be a little washed up? Yeah, the guy's like 60. I don't know exactly how old he is, but he's pretty old now. But I still think that no organs hit, such shit. You're getting your shit rocked. You're going against Mike Tyson. The average semi decent boxer is getting their shit rocked, and I think that's where he is. I think he's semi decent. He's gonna get his shit rocked. I still think the YouTuber guy's gonna get knocked. This is the problem though. Is one, the people that are organizing this, I believe, is YouTuber guy who has a lot of money, too used to boxing oldies. That is again another one of the arguments against him. But I mean, he's at a certain point you have to respect it. There's a pretty funny video of Paul dude getting knocked by a speed bag. That is pretty funny if true. I've not seen that one. That one's too deep in the source. Like I'm deep in the source in that I like boxing, but I'm not deep in the source in that like I'm following this thing either. But if he's just genuinely getting knocked out by a speed bag, that's insanely good. Oh, I just see these on Instagram. Yeah, that's basically Instagram and the I fucking hate it, man. The few times that I get sucked into TikTok, YouTube Shorts, not TikTok. I don't have a TikTok. The few times I get sucked into YouTube Shorts, I'm like, I see stuff like this. Like this is the type of content that appears for me. I still look. This is even if Jake and Paul fought Mike at the same time, they'd both get rocked. That's a +2. No, I do think that Mike Tyson is gonna win though. I just I just don't see it happening any other way. If he doesn't, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm not gonna call it rigged. I'm not gonna say it was a paid fight. But I mean, again, that's just because my philosophy on these things is very much always the same. And I talked to my brother about this the other day. It's like it's all social media stuff. He runs a pretty popular account, a gimmick account for like funny military and like political tweets. And he just recently set his it's pretty funny to me. He just recently set his background, like the avatar, from being like a fighter jet taking off to having like a pride flag behind it, and it pissed off. It's like obviously bait, but all the alt right followers are getting mad at it. It's really funny. But he was talking about it, and he said, "Yeah, the second I quit the app, the little voices stop, and I just move on with my life." And yeah, that's exactly how I think you're supposed to do it. You're not supposed to be outside of the time that you're on the platform. You shouldn't be thinking about the platform. If you're like, I'm thinking about Instagram. Yeah, pride flag, let's go. It's really good. Yeah, if you're thinking about social media after you're off of social media and like no longer on the app, I'm sorry to tell you this. And sorry to be the way that you find out. You have a problem. Obviously, there are exceptions. If you are a creator on any platform and you're thinking like, I don't know, if say you make money from tweets or something, and that's how you like promote stuff. If you're thinking about making like, if you're trying to workshop your next post in your head, then that's fine. I think that's fine. Well, now you've made me think about it. Thanks, Goose. You have a problem. You were thinking about it. You have a problem. No, you get what I'm saying, though, right? It's like if it's a consistent thought throughout your day, it's just not. It's not healthy. Been gambling for over 20 years, and all I can think about is gambling. Still haven't gotten addicted. Take that, liberals. I did see that. That's like I don't know if you're pulling it from the post that I'm thinking of, but I did see a post very like that recently, and I found it really funny. Dude, I'm in high school. You can tell who's addicted and who's not. Um, yeah, I suppose maybe. Again, I'm in like the people I interact with in my day to day and like my studies. It's such a varied group of people that I mean. Also, I'm not in America or the Americas in general. Because as much as I hate to admit it, Canada is culturally affected by the trends of America. No one wants to think about this. I don't want to think about this. It's true. I wish it weren't the case. I wish America had less of an impact, but then now the CIA is tracking my location because I'm anti-democracy. Everybody knows it. Yeah, it's just such a shame. Like one part of what I love about globalization is that you get so many different cultures and stuff interacting and intertwining. When every culture is just America, shit's boring. That's why when Dream hops in and I ask Dream about the super sucking cum jetting machine from India, which is a real thing, I like it because I get my cultural interaction. No, I really do enjoy the concept of globalization, but I'm just glad our gun laws are better. So true. I would much rather be shot by a hunting rifle slash BB gun than have someone with an AR-15 pull up. Hot take, maybe? Controversial. However, I'm Chinese slash Indonesian, so it doesn't affect me as much. Fucking what? Yes. The super sucking cum jetting machine is real. The super sucking that makes masturbating worthless. Is this my first good kill? Holy shit, and it's bronze. You man. It's my first, like, correct ammo type. I just shot it in the spine. Ah. I'll still save it, though. We got a 1.14 here. Yeah, no, the super sucking cum jetting machine is a waste extraction machine that you plug into, as far as I understand, you plug into sewage, and it like extracts the sewage. But it's such a funny name for anyone outside of India because obviously they're using cum as the Latin form, like super sucking with jetting machine, which phrased like that, it doesn't make that much sense. Super sucking with jetting machine. Or Super Sucker with Jetting Machine. I guess that does make sense. With its ER instead of ING. Did I just kill a moose in one shot? No, I was just looking at a rock. But yeah, it makes more sense like that. But still, it's you can't deny it. It's funny. It reminds me of the Christian University of Michigan. Always fun looking up their merch. Oh, now I'm gonna have to. If I pause the game, does it? No, it doesn't actually pause it. Alright, I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna check this moose hit. If it's non-vital, I will look it up. If it's vital, I'll follow it, and then after it dies, I'll look it up. Because I don't know what you're talking about. I thought you were talking about the one in hospitals. Is there another super sucking cum jetting machine? Am I? Is that double cum jetting action? God, man, it's so funny. Like I know juvenile humor, haha, but fuck me, it's good. Bleed rate very low. Where did I hit? Oh, I shot here. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, that's fucking 300 meters. God, my guy's got good ears. Let me send it in Discord. I will check it. I will check it. Hold up. Allow me to alt tab to Discord. I tried to alt tab 3 times and all of them were unsuccessful. Oh, the one that you stick. Which channel? Fucking any of them, man. Take your pick. General, specific, food. I don't know. The one that you stick your dick into to suck the sperm out. Okay, I didn't know about this one. Yep. Okay. I guess. Yeah. No, that makes. That is really, that is really funny. Yeah. I guess when you said the Christian University of Michigan, I didn't put it together that the initials would make it Cardinals. That's really funny. Yeah, that's really really good. I can take a guess. I like. I don't think I need to. I don't think I need to place a wager on which one of these is the most popular. The middle one definitely sells way more. Oh shit, my bad. No, 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 no worries. Literally none of these channels have really any context. No, no one really posts. I don't either. I try and make conversation sometimes. If I want to post something, I'll post it in there. I'm just not an avid Discord like chatter. You know, that was wolves, man. Yeah, I'm not an avid Discord chatter. So even in Discords that I'm more active in, I just literally I contribute to conversations if I see them, but I don't start conversations. All my stuff goes into specific. I look, specific was a joke channel just because every Discord by default has a general channel, and I'm like, well, what's the counterpart? The literal opposite of general is specific. Specific. There's a specific channel. What's it specific about? Well, that's the joke, is that it's specific about everything. So it isn't specific. It's. I find it humorous. Oh shit! Wait, when did I kill you? Is that a bear? Bro, I haven't shot a bear in like an hour. When did I kill this? Okay. It's literally just the shitpost channel. Basically, yeah. Fuck. What's the point in taxidermizing? Also, I have to alt tab again because I didn't tab back in correctly. Oh. Nah, I'll just save the harvest. Yeah, this is last unsave. What? Save. Save. Delete? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know where that bear came from. Obviously, I shot it earlier and it just bled out, and I didn't chase it the whole time. That's free bear, though. Yeah. I completely forgot what I was talking about because I got focused on the game. God damn it. No, I'm actually pulling blanks here. Give it 10 minutes. I will land back on what we were talking about. but the Christian University of Michigan. Yes. Okay, this is another thing. It's a Christian university. They absolutely know what they're doing. I didn't talk about this, but I did want to mention it. They know what they're doing, and I think you know what? Based. They know exactly what they're doing, and they know it sells units. They made the cum shirts. Maybe the first time. Also, isn't it Michigan? I think it is Michigan with an A, but I'm not American. I don't care, and I don't know. I could also be wrong. Maybe it's Michigan with an E. But yeah, no, the Christian University of Michigan absolutely knows what they're doing with their merch. 1,000%. They just maybe the first one was the person who made it didn't think about it, and then there were like booming sales because it said "come," and they were like, "Oh shit, well that worked way better than I thought." So let's keep the cum shirt. Let's keep the cum shirt. And then the one that you posted like after that, the second image, they have two other shirts that aren't the cum shirt. They're like the official merch. But also, why the fuck does a university have merch? America's fucked. Like I don't want university merch. Oh, it's quite common here too. Why? I guess like for the sports teams, maybe. I guess that's why it says "Come Cardinals." Yeah, I forget that. I forget that a lot of American sports teams, at least in the non-main leagues, are college based. So yeah, I guess it does make sense. Oh wait, hang on, there's more cool hoodies. You mean cum hoodies? There's another shirt that's even better. On God, the hard one is bussin'. Hold up, let me check. The heart cum shirt is so good. I honestly, I would buy that. I would buy that. I'm not going to because delivery would probably cost like twice the price of the shirt. But that's really funny. Yeah, that's incredible. Look, eventually I will set aside like I don't know. When I'm rich, I will set aside like $500 and let chat decide what I buy with it. Just like an Amazon or something's dream. And my first suggestion will be the Cum Heart because holy shit, that's a good shirt. Yeah, it's definitely on purpose though. Like it's really good. It's a great bit, but new sausage video just dropped Vaseline sausage. You know what? I completely forgot about ordinary sausage, and I was having a great time, and now I've remembered, and now I'm having a slightly worse time. Thanks. You know what I will say? This is again tangentially related. The other day, I live well. I'm living alone at the moment, and I've got a week off, which means I've I've been socializing. I've met up with friends a few times, but like living on your own, sometimes it does get a little bit like, well, shit. I'm just doing the same stuff every day. Don't forget the dark horse. These are like things that my mind is a list. It's a list format. So at the very start is things that I'm talking about now, and at the very back is things that happened in the past. And then eventually the things that happened in the past go just off the edge of the conveyor belt and fall off the cliff. That was so close to going off the cliff, and now it's in the forefront of my mind. So thanks. I was so close to forgetting about the dark horse. Never again. So that should be a long shot. I'm not sure. I'll go check because if it's not vital, there's no point in chasing. I could have shot again, but who cares? You're never gonna forget it. It's. I mean, the whole aspic adventure was horrendous. I still think aspic is one of the most disgusting food trends of all time. Having never tried it, but I would try it. Don't get me wrong. It's basically just like meat jelly. I wouldn't be averse to trying it because I'm always of the opinion that you should try something before you judge it. But holy shit, it's hideous. It looks awful. It looks disgusting. That for me is just like I don't know. When you get older, wait, no, the heart one's AI generated. That's such a shame. That's such a shame. That was the good one as well. Not to say that the Cum Cardinals one isn't funny, but the Heart Cum was way better. Also, it's pretty easy to just make that shirt, but the fact that it's not official merch does ruin it. When you get older, you're gonna watch horse races. A dark horse is gonna come up, and you're gonna remember Octopi. It's such like a. I mean, the fucking headline as well. I still remember it. It's like. No, actually, I don't remember it. I thought I did. It's like a dark revival. Will Grandma's dark horse ride again? With a picture of a an octopus, like almost whole, all of the tentacles. They just chopped off the head and they shoved it in meat jelly. Like, bro, really? No organs hit. God damn it. Spot on. Didn't know, man. I was there for it. I was there. I think it was after a dusk stream as well. I seem to remember. That was last year. God damn. It's crazy to me to think that I've been doing this for over a year now. I've been an affiliate for a lot less time, but streaming in general, I've been going since 2022 or 20. No, I think it was early 2023, or I think it was either end of 2022 or early 2023. I think that's correct, which is crazy, man. It is crazy. And then the crazy copy paste just popped into my head to say hello. I'm not going to recite it, but you know the one. And you know what? If you don't know the one, more power to you. But yeah, I don't know. Look, this is why I enjoy Hunter Call of the Wild. The Vaporeon one? No, the crazy one. Look, again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, again, it's for the best. I think Potato is probably more like knowledge. Yeah, the rat one. Yeah, you both know it. Like, there was a point in time, I don't remember exactly when I was playing with, like, a group of people. Who of the people in that group would say it and then just when the other person finished saying it once, the other person would say it, and then they would just bounce off, and it would be like 5 full minutes of it. You could go and get a drink, a coffee. You could go and make a coffee and come back, and it'd still be happening. Shit was insane. Potato might know the people I'm talking about, but maybe not as well. I don't know. But yeah, that was a big thing. I still think the home defense one is better. Do you mean the musket for home defense? First guy comes up the stairs, bang! I put a grapefruit hole sized hole in his chest. I pull out my cannon. I don't remember it exactly, but I know the one you're talking about. I don't know. I know a few people who do that. It was primarily, I believe, Ducks and someone else. I can't remember. I think it was Ducks and anyone actually. Own a musket for home defense because that's what the founding fathers intended. Yes. Yeah, that's exactly it. I remember the one very vaguely. It's not one that I reference very often. Actually, I don't think it's one that I reference ever, but it's one of those things that's just in my mind, you know? My brain contains that information. I don't put it to use ever. Like I can't remember what I had to eat 3 days ago. But that specific copy pasta is my brain has deemed more important, so it remembers it. Which, admittedly, what I ate 3 days ago is not important information, but it's recent information. That's why I believe it should be more present in my mind, whereas it's just completely gone. Like there is no trace of it. That information has evaporated. I don't remember a lot of things now that I think about it. Yeah, people will say, well, I mean, there's also various other reasons for this, but people will say shit like, "Oh, I remember when I was 5 years old and this happened." I don't think I remember anything before I was 12. Like vague bits of information or things that happened, but none of it's like I clearly remember this. Just like I know these things happened, but I couldn't tell you like exactly how it went down or like I don't even know who was there, but I just know that the events happened. I remember Isaac items more than I know what I ate yesterday. That's the thing. I don't know Isaac items. Isaac items for me is the RAM part of my brain. So like when I boot up Isaac, that RAM part of my brain kicks in and just like beep, the little chip switches on, and then when I see that item, I know exactly what it does. I know what it's called. But right now, list off Isaac items. I could name three. To be fair, my head is currently thinking that the shotgun you have might be made by Browning. I don't know. I think I have carbon fiber fingers, so I don't know what that's all about. Oh, there you go. They've rendered in now. Yeah, no, like, oh, you know what I saw? This is what I was thinking about. I have you seen the Glitch Crown Isaac Tears Rock Bottom D64? Yeah. Also, you can just name dice. That's a good point. But yeah, the hold up. Let me get back to where I was mentally. Have you seen the streamer challenge, quote unquote, for Women's International Women's Month, I think it is, where people name 100 women and time themselves doing it? I saw that and I was like, this is comedy gold because I don't think I could name 20 people, let alone 20 women. And I did see the take that is entirely correct. That's like the more general you think about it, the harder it is. If I said name name 5 women, you'd have a harder time doing that than if I said name 5 actresses. Because you think actresses, you think of someone who's been in a movie, then you think of someone who's been in a movie with that person, and then you can just get a chain rolling. And also, it's more specified. The group that you're thinking of is smaller. But yeah, I was thinking about doing that, but then I thought, I don't think anyone would be interested in it. I would. I think it'd be good content, but the problem is things that I would watch is not things that other people would watch. Which obviously isn't true because the people that I watch are pretty popular. So, who just snorted at me? My headphones on backwards. I've, the high emo. I don't know who that is, if I'm being honest. I could not name that woman. Bro, chill out. Has someone got a chainsaw? Like, what is happening? It's like the Blair Witch Project, but a lot less scary because I have a bow and arrow, a point, well, a point 270 cal, a double-barreled shotgun, and a revolver, and a phone. It's kind of like the Blair Witch Project if I could just shoot the witch. And all, yeah, well, I don't know. None of the people in that movie had guns. It is honestly, in my mind and in my opinion, one of the most overrated classic horror movies. Psycho holds up. It's a good movie. The guy that made it was an arse, horrible person, but the movie holds up. Blair Witch Project, it's not great. It's not great. And again, I'm not a horror movie guy, so maybe my take here is completely off, and people are going to be like, "No, you don't understand the atmosphere, the fear, the like the suspense." And I'm like, "No, it's just a bad movie, man." Maybe bad's too hard. It's like subpar, and it's different from a bad movie, but it's not great. You know what I do remember though? Uh, I really wish I'd streamed this, but it was before I even started streaming. A few years back, they released. I played it with my brother, and it was hilarious. They released a Blair Witch Project video game, which is obviously, a horror game. The only problem is the whole point of the Blair Witch Project movie is that you don't know what's out there. You don't know what's hunting you. You don't. There's no monster. It's the suspense and the knowledge that there is something out there. Um, that doesn't work for a video game. I did just find like a fucking ritual site or something. But yeah, that doesn't work for a video game because you have to have like a monster that game overs you. You can't just have suspense the whole time because then you're not playing a video game. You're playing a walking simulator. So instead, they added like these weird monsters that was basically Slender Man, but way less fun. It was an awful game. It was so funny. Which, you know what? Talking about awful games, again, not even tangentially, well, very tangentially related. I talked about this during Elden Ring, but I've been playing. First of all, I'm done with Dragon's Dogma on stream. I don't think it's a streamable game for me. I don't think it holds up in terms of like the content that I like to make. So I'm putting it to rest. It had a good run. I enjoyed playing it. I still do like the game, but it's just not a stream game. I've been playing it off stream. It runs so much better. Like I'm hitting 60 FPS, whereas on stream, like 20 was the max, and 20 to 30 was decent. So it's a lot more fun, put it that way. But I was thinking about it. I enjoy the game, but as far as RPGs go, it doesn't really hit in towns. In towns, you're looking at about 30. Sometimes you get dips. I'm not denying that. Sometimes the game just decides, this we're hitting 10, we're hitting 15. That's okay. I don't mind. It's very rarely. I did have a bug where a cutscene was causing my game to constantly keep crashing, but I just looked up the cutscene on YouTube and skipped it, so that solved it. Who did I shoot? Non-vital organ, huh? Damn. Still, that's pretty decent bleed, I think. But yeah, I'm not gonna defend the game where it doesn't deserve it. So there are still a lot of issues. But for me, it's an anomaly as in terms of games that I enjoy, because as far as RPGs go, I am always a character and story guy before gameplay. It's part of the reason why Skyrim is one of my favorite games of all time because that world feels alive. Everyone has a quest for you, and they're not just fetch quests. It's like literally in the first town, there is a trader in a store who had his golden claw stolen. So you go to track them down, and they stole the golden claw because the golden claw is what opens the secret compartment of the dungeon that they took it to. It's like everything feels like it's cohesive. It's all connected. A quest line is exactly that. It's a quest line. It's not a fetch quest. It's not just a quest. It's a quest line. There's always connections. There's always stuff that you can extrapolate from what you're seeing. So I much prefer RPGs like that, and it's why like Starfield kept my interest for as long as it did. At the end, it lost it. For the last few hours of the game, I was completely just out of it, and I wasn't enjoying it. But I finished it anyway. But that and The Witcher 3 are like top RPGs for me because they're about the characters and the world, not about the gameplay. Witcher 3's gameplay gets a bad rep because people play it on easier difficulties, and you lose a lot of the intricacy of the prepping for combat. Part of The Witcher's best combat mechanics, I'm not saying you have to play it on deathmatch, but it is a good time. Part of what makes it work for me is the fact that, like, oh, I've picked up this quest. Let me look at the bestiary. Ah, the description fits a werewolf. Werewolves are weak to this. I'll make this, and then I'll apply that to my weapon during combat. And that makes the fight like actually doable. For the highest difficulty, that's kind of what you have to do. But yeah, it's all about like the world and the characters. Dragon's Dogma's characters, I mean, just they're just kind of dead. They're kind of empty. I just don't really see much. I don't see much to be interested in. But the gameplay, the like fighting large monsters, is very fun. So it's one of the few RPGs where I'm way more interested in the gameplay itself. And it's surprising that I am that way with RPGs because in terms of games, I'm generally way more gameplay focused. You know, Isaac is a classic example of this. Who the fuck is playing Binding of Isaac for the story? Shadows of the Doubt has better characters, and those characters don't even talk. I'm assuming that's Shadows of Doubt. That's like when I see SOD, that's Shadows of Doubt in my mind. That's just how that works. Could not be though. I don't know. Yeah, Shadows of Doubt is a based game. I love Shadows of Doubt. I've not played it in a while. I think the bugs got the better of me at the end, and also just like I don't know. I'm not saying it's repetitive, but it kind of felt like every case went the same way, where I would either A, just randomly encounter the murderer and there would be murdering, and I'd be like, hey, don't do that. And then they would go to jail. Or it was like I have zero clues for upwards of 2 hours, and then I just kind of like never find anything. And it's that's what I think is boring. Is it's just me running around the town and being like, "Yep, okay, it's not you, it's not you. I can't find you. There's another murder, but he's left no evidence again." And that's kind of where Shadows of Doubt. I was like, I mean, also it suffered from the the Great Break, where I was away for like most of December and all of January almost, where it just kind of got left behind. But at the same time, like I don't know, maybe I'll go back to it. It's one of those things. Steam Library Roulette will definitely see a resurgence of it, because it will be in rotation. It is a game where I can complete an objective semi fast. So it'll be back. Don't worry. And maybe off of that, I'll be like, holy shit, I'm hooked again, and then it'll be back on the main schedule. Also, I've kind of this is something that I used to do, but kind of stopped doing, as the actual like schedules. I used to try and post like what time I'd be live and what I'd be doing, but then it just I don't know, man. It felt too restrictive. It felt like I think it felt good for viewing purposes because it's like, oh, I don't like what he's streaming that day. I won't tune in, and you can like be like, oh, I want to show up for that day though. That seems fun. But for me, it's literally like, honey, it's 2 p.m. Time to stream a game you don't really want to play today. And I was like, yeah, okay. Whereas how I'm doing it now, I had lunch and I was like, you know what? I fancy streaming. Hop on, do some chill games and have a nice time. And in this instance, I'm gonna say fuck you. I'm prioritizing my own enjoyment because I don't want this to feel like work because it's not. I don't make money. This for me is literally just it's a pleasure thing. I have a good time. You have a good time. We all have a good time. We just hang out and chill. That's kind of what I'm going for. Or I do some insanely crazy and stupid shit like trying to stream the entirety of Elden Ring fully randomized. Also, did you see the map? I posted it in a zip folder. It contains an HTML link that shows exactly how every fog gate connected. It is fucking. You know what? I can actually open it on stream. I think that's okay. I'll take a look at it. Yeah, you know what? I was trying to track the links, but not opening zips. Fair, fair. I mean, it's the type of thing where I know my own moral code would not allow me to post a zip file that infected your computer or bombed you. Though, admittedly, I could have been hacked. So, for safety purposes, it is entirely correct. Am I really? Fuck it, we're bum rushing him. Yeah, no, it's way safer to do that, and I fully respect that. I'll just open it on stream. I don't mind. It's my zip file. Motherfucker. If it weren't for the hill, I would have absolutely been able to find him and kill him. Yeah, you know what? I'll set that up now. Basically, Is that a moose? That is a moose. That should be, like, a vital. And if not, that'll get him. 2 shots sucks. You always want a 1-shot kill, but... I want to kill the moose. Motherfuckers. You better bleed out soon. Or you'll have hell to pay. Very low. Alright, so you know what? I'll pull it up after this. Jamie, pull that shit up. How is he very low? He's been shot, like, in the neck and in an organ, I believe. I don't know, maybe I didn't hit an organ. If I had my bow out... Fuck you! I'm actually gonna die! I'm getting run down by moose. I also missed my arrow, which kind of annoys me. 2 times in a row. Yeah, I mean, admittedly, the first time I was caught by surprise. The second time I should have expected it. That's scent deodorizer, I believe. Oh, hey! I did forget, this game's like multiplayer. I could play this with someone else. I would absolutely love to do like podcast streams with people on Hunter Call of the Wild. I think that'd be fun. Because it is such like a just relaxing game when you're not getting run down by moose. Alright, I think I've lost them. Oh well. I will pull open the randomization map just so you can like honestly it's just funny to me. Oh no, I found them again. Fuck. I'm still gonna do it. Don't worry. I just I wanna fucking get the moose that I shot twice. We'll find him 20 minutes later. I'm still surprised at what happened. Like, I don't. The bear that I shot in the lungs and was like a really good shot, and then he ran off and I didn't find him, and then I just randomly came across his corpse, that's still insane to me. That's just like. Holy shit, man. What the hell? Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna pull the thing up. I'm getting distracted. It's way too easy to get distracted in this game, man. Let me. Shit. I tabbed so many times that I forgot that yes, I have to set up a bunch of stuff just to do this. It'll be worth it, believe me. They probably won't. Where is it? There it is. Elden Ring Foggate map. Open that. Jesus Christ, man. Then add a source. Just trust me, bro. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to drag it way far down. It's gonna cover up the entire screen again for a second. Actually, you know what? No, I don't want it to. We're doing this. You're going to be RB. Because if not, I'm gonna leak. Like, oh shit, I thought that crashed. Yeah, if not, it might leak important documents that I have. Because I do still have some documents that admittedly I should have deleted from when I was at the military. But, I mean, they're compressed in a folder. But if I get hacked, you'll know where to look, so. Fuck you, I'm not letting that happen. Precaution's always good to have. It's alt. Bro, that's gotta be, like, right in front of me. Okay. We're good. This is what I was talking about. This is the Elden Ring Foggate map. This is how everything linked. You see what I'm fucking looking at, man? This isn't even the items. The items aren't even on there. This is just the fog gates. I'm getting charged by Moose again. I'm tabbing back in. I got knocked out by a moose. Yeah, I did. Anyway, this is the entire map, the fog gates. I had to make it to like some insane places. Like I had to go. Fucking this man will not leave me alone. I had to go to Suam. I had to go to Volcano Manor, Abductor Virgins, to Fell Twins, to this is a dead end. So I had to go from here to here to here to here. Like this shit is fucked, man. The entire map was insane. Like the randomization was maybe some of the worst I've ever seen. I got very unlucky. Anyway, that's what I've been hearing for the past 20 seconds. Oh shit, am I dropping back in Fortnite style? L moment. Admittedly, I didn't expect to get shoulder charged by a moose repeatedly. That is maybe on me. I'll buy some more ammo. 270 soft points. Buy 3 sets. I should maybe switch to a low caliber rifle, but I like it. You know what else though? I'm gonna exit to desktop. Ugly screen, ugly screen. There you go. We're back. Yeah, that's about everything I've got. I think that's good. I might be back later. Like, I don't know. Depends what me and the boys end up doing. I'll definitely bandle. I've already done today's bandle. Have I? I think I have. Yeah, I got it in one. It was this. Well, actually, you know what? I won't spoil it. No, no bandle spoilers. No bandle spoilers. We appreciate the bandle crowd.